just like John said, we're just keeping the same routine. What you saw this weekend was a culmination of 4 or 5 games of getting those chances, but finally being able to put them in. It took us, unfortunately, to go down 2-0 at halftime and a team that we were completely dominating for us to kind of pull it together. But, and the end result of 7 goals in the weekend, conceding 4 shots, you have to say that's progress for us. So, but like you said, we're moving forward. We're thinking about Purdue Northwest. We've already watched the tape. We're going to start installing the game plan today with some of the guys that are training. But yeah, it's on to the next one in college soccer. You don't have time to really think about the past too much. You look at what you do well. You look at what you need to improve. But it's all about rest and recovery, and then getting to the next game. At least in this time frame where we have 2 games a weekend. We do get a break coming up after this weekend where we have 1 game a week for 3 weeks, 2 of them at home. So we're looking forward to using that time to get healthy and really focus on some of the bigger games that are coming up. I mean, you could say that, but we were dominating. So when you get into the box that many times, and when you take guys on the way Jan does that many times, you're going to get fouls. And so the only thing that we did different in the second half versus the first half against Abraiwa was we finished our chances, and we didn't concede against the run of play, which we did at the first 2 goals we gave up. We were in possession and gave them 1v1 moments. So the only difference was we just stayed, kept our foot on the pedal and kept pushing, and we knew that Jan eventually would get in behind somebody, and sure enough, he was fouled twice. In fact, the first penalty took 2 fouls for the referee to finally give us the penalty. So, but there was moments where their goalkeeper made great saves, and so one of those could have gone in. It's kind of like golf. You don't really count the good shots that you make if you really don't get the right score. But we just did more of the same, and so I think the message from the weekend, more than just finishing our chances and looking at the stats, was they were prepared and focused with a game plan for Friday and for Sunday, and they were focused in the team meetings, they were focused in our training sessions, and they were wired in for both games. And you could see that from the first minute of Sunday's game. We completely dominated. We came out and got the early goal. Fantastic team goal from the build-up. Good individual play from Kean on the finish. But you could just see the celebration from the team, how they're so connected. They always come over to the sideline to celebrate with their teammates versus kind of going off by themselves. So it was a wonderful start on Sunday, and we finally put together a 90 minutes that was full, without mistakes, with finishing our chances. So I think that's the message, is that we need to do more of the same, especially as games start to get tougher, and teams start to figure out what we're doing best. But that's the nature of college soccer. We look forward to that. That's the natural balance of coaching, is figuring out how to stay loose and keep the guys loose, and they're still kids, and you want to have a good time, but at the same time there's focus. But I think I attribute that to them and the leadership of the older guys and the culture they've created. It doesn't allow us to fray too far from our goal and our objectives. So we can be loose and joke around, but during the matches, the guys are so focused and so energized, and everybody is friends, and they know each other's personalities. So when something happens on the field, everybody's kind of on the same page. So it's a wonderful environment to be a part of, and that's what's going to help us, I think, get results in the end, is how connected we are and how close they are as a team, and that's the benefit for us as coaches, because now we just get to focus on tactics, and we just get to focus on X's and O's, and not have to worry about their mentality or their motivation or their energy. They bring it every day, and that's on them. That's not really something that we make them do, right? It's a personal choice, and so they've done that, and now, like, we as coaches, we just get to focus on the fun part. So yeah, we'll just keep that going and get after it on Friday. We certainly have to do a better job of not allowing the referee to dictate the game and lose our focus. And I thought we did a better job of that in the second half, because you kind of regroup and say, okay, well, right now the referee is like the main star of the game. We got to get away from that. And so I think it's a learning experience for us to not get involved in that, because I thought the opposition was trying to manipulate the referee quite a bit, and so that forced our guys into that, because they were trying to protect themselves, and obviously myself. I'm going to protect my guys that are maybe being undone fairly. So I think it's a vicious cycle when that starts to happen in a match, and it's unfortunate. But we have to do a better job of rising above that and focusing on our job. And they did that. They scored 4 goals in the second half. They came from 2-0 down, which most teams won't do. So it just shows right there our spirit, our fight, our work rate. Even if we didn't win the game, when you're out-shoot an opponent 20-2 and you have 11 corners to 0 and you have 75% possession, it tells you where we're going.